recognized and appreciated by every one of us. Join us. Visit USO.org to learn how you can make a difference in the lives of our wounded warriors and their families. The USO, until everyone comes home.
Have you heard? Proactive is better than ever. Stay tuned for a 1 million bottle giveaway, and you'll also receive free shipping.
Hi, my name is Bailey Szymanski. My dad works here at AM 1510 Revolution Boston, and these are my friends Rachel and Trish. We all attend Hull High School. Do you have troubled skin? Acne? Well, we have great news.
With Proactive, your acne can heal, and you can prevent new breakouts from happening. Don't miss this limited time offer. Give us a call at 1-800-217-5376, because we're going to let 1 million people try Proactive risk-free. Get 2 free gifts and also receive free shipping when you call right now.
This offer won't last long, so call Proactive now and you'll receive a 60-day risk-free trial of Proactive. 2 free extras and free shipping. Call 1-800-217-5376. This is our best radio offer ever. Get your risk-free 60-day trial of Proactive plus free shipping. That's right, free shipping. Don't wait. Call 1-800-217-5376.
Good afternoon, and welcome to my third show. I'm Jim Lowenstern, and welcome to the Jim Lowenstern Radio Show. Before I start, I want to mention our phone numbers. 617-237-1234 and 866-338-9663. If your signal's a bit weak, you want to go to revolutionboston.com, and you can listen to my show there. I want to start the show by talking about a few heroes of the week. I want to talk about the firefighters in Worcester. They had a tragic death this week, and just want to send out our best wishes to them. And also want to talk about the heroes of the week in Boston. Mayor Menino did a great job with the entire Occupy Boston protest. There wasn't one incident really to speak of as the group was dismantled and everyone was sent home. They did an amazing job, and I think that police departments and governments around the world should take some notes. So, in addition, talking about Occupy Boston and Occupy Wall Street, I just want to take a few minutes to talk about what they're hoping to achieve. And again, you can call in a little bit later in the show, 617-237-1234 or 866-338-9663 if you want to weigh in on this. Basically, I'm wondering what their plan of action is. Do they wish for a reform in tax laws? Who are their leaders? Do they have a leader? What is their proposal to the president and to Congress? If they just want to protest and leave the solution to the problem to our elected officials without getting their voices heard, and I don't mean just chanting, this is what democracy looks like, or shame, shame, or this is a police state, no message. So I went on their Facebook page, the Occupy Boston page, over the last few days, and I invited their leaders to call or to come in. Actually, I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks at this point, and I don't really think I heard one voice from from the whole group, and they have over 40,000 people on their page. And that's people from all over the world. They're all on that page. Not one response. I put out at least 3 invitations the previous week, 2 or 3 days ago, as they were being evicted. I must have put up at least 3 more. Jason Bonarigo, our Wells Fargo mortgage broker, one of our sponsors, I even sort of offered him up as bait. Sorry, Jason. I thought they would take the bait, and sadly, even that didn't get a response. So to the Occupy Wall Street people, the Occupy Boston people, the Occupy Sheboygan people, whatever, please listen. You need a well-thought-out mission statement. You have a way to be heard, but you aren't saying anything. Tell me I'm wrong. And the proposal they are making out there to be read, yes, it isn't right that the 1% get away with so much, and it isn't right that some Fortune 500 companies pay no taxes, and our country is basically going broke because of it. It isn't right that the banks got bailed out and people like you and me didn't. I haven't heard of a bailout for realtors yet, by the way. I did ask my congressman for one. He never called back. Barney Frank, if you're listening today, before you leave Congress this year, please help out realtors like you helped the scalpers in New Bedford. Please. So that's my rant for today. Call if you have any thought on what I was just talking about. And you can call to ask me about questions about anything related to real estate, scuba diving, downhill skiing, poodles, just about anything. So today I've got a guest in the studio with me, and his name is Blair Hamity. His company is Setting the Space. You can find him at settingthespace.com. And we're going to be talking to Blair in a few minutes about everything related to preparing a home for sale. And in the last few years, from what I understand, it was actually about 20 years ago, staging became part of the real estate lexicon. And in Massachusetts, it's really been maybe about 5 or 6 years now that we have been bombarded with really the notion that in order to sell a house, you need to have it staged properly, staged by a professional to compete in the marketplace, and to get a property finally sold for a realistic price. So after the break, we will be speaking to Blair Hamity, again from settingthespace.com.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Well, together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo Home Mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363-4617.
When you are searching for a new home, you want to be working with a realtor with years of experience, a professional with intimate knowledge of the communities that you are considering moving to, and someone who really wants to represent you as a buyer in what is probably the largest investment you'll ever make in your lifetime. Please visit us at castlesunlimited.com or call us anytime at 800-967-3561. Start your search anytime 24/7 at castlesunlimited.com, and a Castles Unlimited Realtor will get back to you just as fast as possible. Castles Unlimited Realtors, expert advice and quick, informative information on all the listings, not only your local market, but information on properties for sale or rent anywhere in the world. Your Castles Unlimited Realtor is always there to help you with your next move, your next purchase, your next home, or commercial property sale. CastlesUnlimited.com and 800-967-3561. Find your way home with your favorite Castles Unlimited Realtor.
All right, welcome back. It's Jim Lowenstern. This is the Jim Lowenstern Radio Show, broadcast from Marina Bay, Quincy, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. We're on WWZN, that's 1510 AM, also streaming at revolutionboston.com. And during the week, when you want to listen to the show one more time or forward it to a friend, go to my website, jimlowenstern.com. You can listen to any of the shows 24/7. So the phone numbers here, if you want to call in a little bit later in the show, 617-237-1234 or 866-338-9663. And I'm glad to welcome my guest this week, Blair Hamity. He's the owner of SettingTheSpace.com. It's the premier staging company. And Blair, welcome.
Thanks, Jim.
Let's talk about how you got into the staging business.
Well, it's a very interesting story. It was 100% by accident. I've always been in retail, and I used to sell furniture, and I've done interior design work. And about 6 years ago, I lost my job. So I thought, what do I do? So a friend of mine had called me up, and she asked me if I wanted to take a staging course. And at the time, it was being held in Maryland. So I said, I'd love to. I'll go out to Maryland with you and do this course. And I said, but what's staging? I had no clue what it was. And, like you stated earlier, staging's been around for much more than 20 years. It started out in California, but it only came to New England about 6 years ago. So she and I went on a road trip, and I took a 3-day course on home staging. And to me, it was common sense and it was easy, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it after. So the person who was teaching it said, one day you're going to have a successful company. And I said, not really. I said, I'm going to go home and not know how to begin this. But one of the perks for taking the course is that I got to put my name on a website. So if somebody had Googled home stager in Massachusetts, my name came up along with something like 100 other names. So about 3 months after I took the course, I got a phone call from Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers builders are all over the United States.
Big company.
It's a big company. And the person had said that they were doing an interview of about 11 stagers, and what they were going to do is choose one of those stagers, and every time you signed a P&S for one of their houses, you would get the stager. So they interviewed me. I then went in and saw them in person, and they hired me. And what I started to do was go into people's homes and consult with them. Now, you got to remember, this was 6 years ago, so it was just at the cusp of when, we were having problems selling homes. So I would go into these people's homes, and I would start telling them what to do to get their house prepared for sale. And it worked. So these people were doing what I said, and lo and behold, they were selling their houses very, very fast. So Toll Brothers then took us one step further, and they asked us if they would stage some of their when you're doing a development, you have these houses that are problem houses. So
you're not talking about model homes.
No, not the model yet, but they would have problem homes that would sell. So they asked if we could literally go in and start bringing in furniture and staging this. So I thought, wow, this is cool. I didn't know what to do. We really had never done it before, but I said I could do it, and I figured it out. We started renting furniture, and then we went to Home Goods, and we bought lamps and accessories and all kinds of cool stuff, and we started staging their homes. Well, these problem homes were selling within a matter of weeks. And once they saw our ability, they then did ask us to do one of their models, which was a completely different task. And then what was happening is with word of mouth, it was getting out there that our company was helping people sell their homes in a down economy. So we started doing this, and I would say now 6 years, 2,000 properties later, over $1 billion worth of real estate that has been sold, we have successfully helped sell these properties for these people.
And forgive me for talking about Toll Brothers for a moment, but as far as I know, they build homes, they do large developments, they have model homes. Were they also brokering homes? Were you acting along with a broker, and these were resales?
Yeah, because of course, just as you said, they're the builder, but then yes, they had resales that were coming up, and then we were helping the realtors, and that's how our name got out there. It wasn't so much with the Toll Brothers, but it was with the outside realtors that they were seeing the work, the capability that we had to do in staging.
So these were homeowners who bought through Toll Brothers. They go back to Toll Brothers, and they're thinking, Toll Brothers sold me the house, so they're brokers, and Toll Brothers is referring out to another broker.
Yeah, and that's exactly what was happening. So now we were going into other people's homes and doing one of two things. We were either doing consultation work, so people were just asking us, from soup to nuts, from outside to inside, what should we do? And then what they were doing is they started hiring us to actually do the staging to get it done. And I can tell you, a staged property sells 5 times faster and for much, much more money than a non-staged home.
Okay, so I've pulled up, I've done my homework. I've looked on Google all about staging. So the first thing they tell you to do is to disassociate yourself with your home.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that, Blair?
I do, because that's important. You got to remember, when you buy a house, you then take it and you turn it into a home. And it doesn't matter if you're in it for 1 year, 5 years, 10 or 20 years. You're now going in, you're changing the look. You're creating memories out of your house, so you're personalizing it. You have personal pictures on the wall. You've put wallpaper up. You've decorated. You've brought in specific types of furniture. And you've brought in a lot of stuff, because people over the years collect a lot of stuff. So one of the things, when it's time to put that house on the market, you've got to disassociate yourself from it. And you've got to remember this. It's very, very important that when you are making that decision and you hire your realtor, that house is not your home anymore. It's now a product or a commodity, and it's going in the realtor's hands. The realtor is acting as a sales agent to help sell that product. So you need to immediately try, and I know it's hard, but try to disassociate yourself from that, because the realtor needs a piece of property, and they need to sell it.
Okay, so disassociate. Is it the realtor who's going to sort of explain to the homeowner this gold-painted banister has got to be painted white, and these, let's say threadbare furniture has to go out.
Exactly. No, 100% not. You've got to remember what a realtor is. A realtor has to go in. They have to evaluate the property. They have to explain to the homeowner that the house is worth much less than they think it is. So the realtor has enough on their hands. And then what the realtor wants to do is to say, I use a stager. I use Blair, I use Setting the Space, whatever it is. I'm going to have him come in, and I'm then going to be the one to tell them. It's almost like good guy, bad guy, if you will, or if you think of it on other terms, I am the professional who knows how to stage. The realtor is the professional who knows how to sell the home. So what I need to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to tell the homeowner all of this stuff without the realtor. Okay, it's real important. Let the realtor do what they're good at. Let me do what I'm good at.
Okay, the second thing was declutter.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a real word. I think it started with staging and someone put the D in front of the clutter. But if you think about it just from a very simple terms, again, we collect lots and lots of stuff. Stuff makes us feel important, so we keep buying and buying and buying. So at the end of the day, when it's time to move, you have all this stuff in your house. Now, you have to understand that people walk into this house, literally the first 10 seconds they make up their mind, I either like the house or I don't like the house. And they're not really looking at the property. They're looking at your personal stuff. So they're looking at your furniture. They're looking at pictures. They're looking at accessories, everything.
Depersonalizes the other item on the list.
Well, think about it. If I go into someone's house, if I start to see who's living in this house, I'm going to start judging people. Okay, it's just real easy. I'm just going to start thinking, oh, there's people who live here. Well, you don't want that in someone's head because you're trying to take possession of someone else's house, but you don't want to know that. So you don't want to see things thrown in your face.
You don't want to be asking, or the buyer shouldn't be asking, what kind of people live in this home.
Exactly. Right. That's why as a realtor, you never allow the homeowners to be there. You have to disassociate that personal feeling from people. And I could care less. Think about it. People don't care about other people's stuff. Okay, and that's what you want to, you want to get yourself away from that. So we start talking about decluttering and pre-packing and preparing the house for sale.
Yeah, you want to make the buyers say, I can see myself living here.
Well, think about it. We don't know what the buyer owns, correct? So we have no idea how much furniture they own or what kind of furniture they own. And you have to remember, there's a huge statistic that's 92% of the population can't visualize. So you don't want to have so much stuff in their way that they're not seeing the space. And at the end of the day, they're buying the space, not the people's furnishings. So you start talking to them about decluttering, packing up some of the stuff, make the rooms look larger. If someone's taken a dining room and turned it into a kid's playroom, you need to turn it back into a dining room. Okay, let the people who are going to buy the house make their own decision, but turn the rooms back into what they are.
Well, that brings up a good point. Let's say that there's a bedroom and it's been turned into an office. Do you turn it into a bedroom?
No. Now, that's where the exception of the rule may not come into play. Okay, so it's going to depend on how many bedrooms does the house have. If the house has 3 or 4 bedrooms, it's kind of plenty of bedrooms. Okay, and it could almost look like too many bedrooms. And you also have to hit on the hot spots for people. Everybody wants a home office. Okay, because whether they're working from it or not, they may do their personal bills from it. So we do want to show a space that's a home office. But let's say it's a 2-bedroom house and the people living there have set up 1 bedroom and 1 home office. We may have to turn that home office back into a bedroom so that the people can see there's enough space. So it depends.
Do you actually go into the closets and make recommendations about what to do with its cabinets in the kitchen, closets in the bedrooms?
These are all excellent questions because if you think about it, as a realtor, you're selling the entire house. You're selling all the spaces. So if I'm a prospective buyer and I go and check this house out, I may want a ton of closet space, which is what most people want. So if you start opening up people's closets and if it's jam-packed, it makes a closet look small. So I'll go in and I'll explain to people, start throwing out the old stuff or packing up the seasonal stuff, make the closet look bigger.
And what do you do with photographs, trophies, diplomas, all that stuff that may be on the wall?
Get rid of them. Anything, if I go in, anything that resembles a human being who lives in that house, so whether it's trophies or diplomas, I'm the nosiest person. If you keep those diplomas up, I want to see who's here. I want to see how much money they make. I want to see everything there is about them, right? Facetiously, not 100% true, but the fact is that you don't want those to distract you. When you have people coming in the house, you want them to see the property. Don't get distracted by other things.
Okay, so you want to depersonalize. Here's a tough one. Religious artifacts, religious paintings.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Exactly. Another good question, okay? And it's not that it's a tough one. It's just something that could be a little bit sensitive. But you have to understand that everybody's religious beliefs, they get it. And, again, you ask people to just pack that stuff up, and they will. And we see all denominations. It's really easy.
Okay, we're with Blair Hamity from SettingTheSpace.com. Blair is one of the premier stagers in the entire country, and we'll be taking calls in the next time period if you have any questions for Blair. And we're going to break right now, and we'll be right back. It's the Jim Lowenstern Talk Show.
When you are looking to buy or sell real estate and you are looking for the right realtor to do business with, NewEnglandProsperity.org is a nationwide network of carefully selected brokers who are willing to give both you and your favorite charity a large portion of their commission. These brokers are only too happy to donate to a charity and to credit you back money to help with things such as your mortgage closing costs, title insurance, moving expenses, and more. When you're starting to look for a realtor first, go to NewEnglandProsperity.org and sign up. You'll be referred to a broker who will have your interests first and who will also credit you and donate to charity. Look them up at NewEnglandProsperity.org. And when you sign up on their website, you can expect a top broker to return to you with the call to begin discussing the next steps in your selling or buying process. NewEnglandProsperity.org brokers make it easy to buy and sell real estate, and they make it easy for you to pay for your closing costs because they pitch in with a piece of their commission and they make charitable contributions. For all of the information, just go to NewEnglandProsperity.org. We are changing the way America buys and sells real estate.
Castles Magazine, an in-print and online magazine and database of exceptional properties, is available to you 24/7 at castlesmag.com. Considered by Google to be the online authority of luxury real estate, castlesmag.com is the best way to search for properties anywhere in the world when you are looking for your dream home and the best realtors to help you with your search. Castles Magazine and castlesmag.com, one in print and one online, and always at your service. Not just opening doors, opening the doors that you dream of.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363-4617.
Welcome back. It's Jim Lowenstern. This is my radio show. We're on WWZN, 1510 AM. We're taking calls during this segment. Our number is 617-237-1234. That's 617-237-1234. And toll-free is 866-338-9663. My guest in the studio right now is Blair Hamity from SettingTheSpace.com. And I'm talking to Blair about staging a home, something that apparently is a necessity these days. The competition in the housing market is probably fiercer than it's ever been. And homes that are staged sell faster, and sometimes homes that aren't staged just don't sell without dropping the price. So, Blair, that's maybe what we should talk about is how does a homeowner justify the expense? Maybe you could talk about the expense and sort of put it in perspective.
Yeah, that's a good question. So one of the things you have to realize is that the cost of staging is always less than the first price reduction. So this is a powerful statement to make. So how much does staging cost? Staging can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. I mean, there's a wide parameter of pricing depending on what we're going to do. We're a one-stop shop. We'll go in, we'll talk to you about taking down wallpaper. If you have old wallpaper, we'll talk about taking rugs up, maybe refinishing hardwood floors, definitely painting rooms to a neutral. So all of those things do have a dollar value to it, but you have to remember it's an investment. And technically for every $1 you invest, you'll get $5 back. And the way that's going to work is that your house, the first 30 days that your house is on the market is when you have the best buyers coming in potentially. And if the best buyers come in then and they see this house that's almost a turnkey situation where you've freshened up the paint, maybe you have done something with the floors, you have, done whatever you have to do, and even bring in rental furniture, because that's a big thing that our company does is we'll take a look at your furniture, and if your furniture isn't enhancing your property, it's actually devaluing the property. So we'll talk about bringing in rental furniture and making a change, because it's all about a wow factor. The realtor is going to help you understand what the best price to put it on is, and we're going to help you understand how to make it look the best. So again, going back into the dollar amount, that investment is going to get you a much, much faster sale. And if you have two properties on the market, one's been staged, one hasn't, people are always going to gravitate to the one that's been staged. And ultimately what will happen is you have a huge chance of selling it within the first 30 days. Now, we've sold, literally, we've staged over 2,000 properties. Every single one of them has sold, and about 95% of them has sold within the first 30 days. So that's very, very powerful. We've done staging in 11 different states, so we're not only in New England, but we've gone out of state. Staging works everywhere. It doesn't matter the town. It doesn't matter the amount of money that the property is for. Staging isn't just for expensive homes. It's actually needed in, if you think about it, in anything, the $200,000, the $250,000, anything. Every single house needs to be staged. So it's an investment that you have to do. If you don't do it, guess what? Your neighbors are doing it. Your competition is.
So, Blair, I have a question. When you go through the house, is one of the, I guess, checklist items, you're sort of questioning the homeowner about what they want to take with them, such as window treatments and fixtures, even a built-in appliance. And do you strongly recommend that they remove them and store them because...
Yeah.
If a buyer doesn't see it, they're not going to ask.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent question because, first of all, window treatments, let's talk about that for a minute. I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe if you had custom window treatments up, maybe it became a piece that people would say, I'd like to have, and it became a bargaining chip. Now it doesn't matter. That's the least on everybody's minds, okay? Window treatments are decorations. Chances are very, very high that you're not even taking them with you, so get rid of them. Do whatever. Throw them out. Give them away. Do anything you want to do. If there is a special light fixture, because I think this is...
Chandeliers.
Yeah, if there is, because if you leave it there, someone's going to inevitably want it. So if you need to switch out a chandelier, go for it. We're going to go in, we're going to evaluate everything starting from the outdoors because it's first impressions. Everything is first impressions, and it's key. So we're going to take a look at how does the house show from the outside? Are there things we can do to spruce it up? Then we're going to walk in, and you're going to remember that you want to give people a positive feeling immediately. If someone walks in and they get a negative feeling immediately, it doesn't matter what the house looks like. They're going to have a negative attitude the entire way. But if you get a positive feeling, now you have a better chance of winning them over to love the property. So we're going to make a checklist of all of these things, and then we're going to come up with a budget. And everybody can afford some part of staging. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, this is the most important key. If you have X amount of dollars, let's do this first. And we'll just do a checklist. And at the end of that day, at the end of that checklist, we'll have enough stuff that we have to work on.
Okay, so here's a personal situation that I had with one of my listings. It was basically 4 bedrooms, 2 up, 2 down. There was a full bath on the first floor, and the full bath on the second floor was in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been a 4-bedroom, but now upstairs is really only 1 bedroom that has a bath.
Right.
And the other room was huge and actually had an office off of it, which was right over the garage. And it probably would have been pretty easy to turn that office into a master bath.
A master bedroom or master bath?
It would have been a master bedroom, and
With
it would
a
have had
master
its
bath.
own bath. And then
Right.
it would have been 4 bedrooms, 3 baths.
Right.
And I figured $4,000 or $5,000, they would have had this house sold. The house is still on the market.
Right. So there is a 100% situation where investing $4,000, they would have gotten that money back very, very quickly. Okay, they would have gotten close to asking price. Now the problem is the house has been on the market, so it's lingering. They've probably had price reductions that were in the excess of $4,000. Now what they can do is they can revamp the property by, looking at it and investing in doing that. And then what you can do is have new brokers open house and say, come see our staged house, see what we have done, get people more interested in it, and you probably sell it at that point.
The funny thing is I do see listings every now and then, and in the remarks it'll put just staged or newly staged. And as a broker reading that in comments, I kind of think that it's too obvious that it's nice to stage, but you don't want to be like bragging about it.
Yeah, but I'm going to disagree with that. Okay, this is real important. Staging is a very, very powerful word. Okay, staging actually started 40 years ago out in California, and staging is extremely important. So the word stage is not a negative, and you can have people come in and you can literally look at them and say, see this staged house. They're not going to get a negative feel whatsoever. They're going to get a very positive feel for it. And as a matter of fact, think about this. HGTV does tons of shows on staging. Every type of magazine, anything you read about anything, right, talks about staging. It's the best job right now. It's up and coming. So people are excited about it, and it's only on the cusp right now. So you're cutting edge, and you want to be cutting edge, but don't think that it has a negative connotation, because it's just the opposite. And the curiosity factor, you should get more brokers in, and you should get more people looking at the staged house. And if you get people coming in for the staging that necessarily aren't going to buy the house, guess what? They're going to go home. They're going to tell their friends, their coworkers, their families, oh, you have to go look at this house. And chances are that there's someone in that line, right, that wants to buy a house. So it's word of mouth.
Okay, so what you're saying is staging is not negative.
Never.
I probably would have preferred to say award-winning showcase home or something like that. You just go right to it.
Go right to staging.
It's staging.
Yeah. Okay. We have signs that say this house has been staged. After we're done, we put them out in the front. It says this house has been staged. That's how powerful it is.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen.
You got to remember, this is a cutting edge. It's been around New England for 6 years, but I have to educate people every single solitary day, because how often does someone sell a house, right? Not every day.
Well, I guess the flip side of that is, if there's buyers out there and they see that the house is staged, do they feel like they can't cut as good a deal?
Well, it's interesting, because they shouldn't have to cut as good of a deal. Now, I don't think that goes through their head, that they're going to say, let's look at a staged house, but I'm not going to be able to get as much money off. But psychologically, when they go into a staged house, it makes them feel better and they want to buy. So all of a sudden, they are going to give much closer to asking price.
Do you find that most of the homes you go into, you suggest that they rent a storage unit and move some of their furniture out?
Yeah. Every house needs some type of staging. Okay, so there's two things that are going to happen. Number one, there could be a vacant house because someone has relocated. Or number two, there's a lived-in house that people are still living in. Every single house on the market needs some type of staging, and there's different types to do. So if we go in and we're talking about pre-packing or pre-moving, you can do a couple of things. You can call the mover that you normally would use or you're going to use, and they can start to pack up for you, and they can store your stuff. You got to remember that times have changed. It's no more sell a house, buy a house, move the same day. Now what it is it's literally try to sell your house, move, maybe go into a rental, then buy a house. So these moving companies are all adapted to do that. And if you want to move yourself, which a lot of people do to save money, then you have all kinds of pod companies that will bring some type of a big storage unit to your house. You'll fill it up, and then the day or the next day after it's filled, they'll take it back and they'll store it for you in their warehouse.
So that's a question. I see houses with pods in the driveway. Is that considered a no-no?
It's horrible. I think sometimes if you see a pod in a driveway, a lot of times maybe that house is under construction. Maybe they're not quite moving. But if you're moving, have the pod taken out of the driveway, because it's a negative.
Yeah, it looks like it's a move-in process, and they're not really.
It's negative. It's negative. So have them store the pod.
Okay, so we're here with Blair Hamity from Setting the Space. Our phone number again is 617-237-1234 or 866-338-9663. If you have a question for myself or for Blair, you can call us after this upcoming break. This is the Jim Lowenstern Radio Talk Show, WWZN 1510 AM in Boston.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363-4617.
When you are looking to buy or sell real estate and you are looking for the right realtor to do business with, NewEnglandProsperity.org is a nationwide network of carefully selected brokers who are willing to give both you and your favorite charity a large portion of their commission. These brokers are only too happy to donate to a charity and to credit you back money to help with things such as your mortgage closing costs, title insurance, moving expenses, and more. When you're starting to look for a realtor first, go to NewEnglandProsperity.org and sign up. You'll be referred to a broker who will have your interests first and who will also credit you and donate to charity. Look them up at NewEnglandProsperity.org, and when you sign up on their website, you can expect a top broker to return to you with the call to begin discussing the next steps in your selling or buying process. NewEnglandProsperity.org brokers make it easy to buy and sell real estate, and they make it easy for you to pay for your closing costs because they pitch in with a piece of their commission and they make charitable contributions. For all of the information, just go to NewEnglandProsperity.org. We are changing the way America buys and sells real estate.
Castles Magazine, an in-print and online magazine and database of exceptional properties, is available to you 24/7 at castlesmag.com. Considered by Google to be the online authority of luxury real estate, castlesmag.com is the best way to search for properties anywhere in the world when you are looking for your dream home and the best realtors to help you with your search. Castles Magazine and castlesmag.com, one in print and one online, and always at your service. Not just opening doors, opening the doors that you dream of.
Welcome back. This is Jim Lowenstern. This is my radio show on WWZN 1510 AM. We're taking calls, 617-237-1234. Don't be shy. Toll free, we're at 866-338-9663. That's 617-237-1234. Or toll free, 866-338-9663. I'm here with Blair Hamity from SettingTheSpace.com in the studio with us this afternoon. And Blair is the Boston area's premier stager. Looking on your website, Blair, and we have a dream house. It's a Mandarin condo.
Yeah, this was a cool project. So not only do we do staging, Jim, but we do a lot of interior design projects. And one of the interior design projects we did was for a person who owned a condo at the Mandarin, and we got to decorate that entire condo. And the cool thing is that we are on NECN.com, which you can actually go to our website. You can go there, and you can see a video of what we did. So it just shows that not only do we do staging, but we do interior design as well.
Okay. Thank you, Blair. We have a phone caller, actually Matt Beaton, who is a state rep in Shrewsbury. Matt is on the line. Matt, are you there?
I am. Hello. Sorry for the delay. I got caught up with 8-month-old trying to get to take a little bit of a nap, so I apologize.
You're forgiven, Matt. So tell us a little bit about what you do in the state legislature, what your constituency is, and what else you can tell us about yourself.
Sure thing, yeah. I represent Shrewsbury, the entire town of Shrewsbury, and 2 precincts in Westboro. The 11th Worcester District, and it was the seat formerly held by candidate for state treasurer this past election cycle, Karen Polito. I grew up in Shrewsbury. It's now, when I grew up, a much smaller town, but now it's about 35,000 people, and Westboro is about 2 precincts there.
And what else do you do, if anything?
I own, co-owner, and founder of Beaton Construction, who specializes in sort of energy-efficient construction, and green building, I think, is the term of art. And we focus on energy efficiency primarily, both in new construction, remodeling, and smaller-scale energy efficiency weatherization upgrades.
Okay, so here I am on BeatonConstruction.com. It says that you're a leader in energy efficiency and sustainable construction.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a bit about sustainable construction?
Sure. Sustainable construction is a pretty wide umbrella that falls underneath. From energy efficiency could even be considered sustainable construction because it's sustainable on the global perspective. You're using less energy over time. Sustainable can also mean using local products. If you think about trying to use a wood product in your house from wood harvested in the Berkshires and milled locally versus wood harvested in China, there's a lot less energy that goes into it, and it's a more sustainable approach. And using products that are recyclable, are made of recycled material. So there's really a wide range of things that sort of fall under that category. But there's the one in particular, energy efficiency, is where we've consistently focused in on, and when the opportunity presents itself, expand into some of the other areas.
So I'm looking at what is the first certified passive house in Massachusetts, and it's on your website.
Yeah, that was a labor of love.
Well, first of all, who certifies it, and what does that mean?
Sure. It's the term passive house and passive solar design has been used and been around for quite a number of years, decades, really coming from the 70s. But the Passive House Institute in Germany started. It was a bunch of German physicists that got together and did all these energy models on houses and analyzed the thermodynamic movement of energy loss, and quantified it, calculated it, and figured out how to build a building in a cold climate, throughout Germany and Europe. Very, very popular building standard throughout Europe. And it's just starting to catch on in Massachusetts. And really starting to catch on actually nationwide. In Massachusetts, there's a number of projects that are trying to move towards the passive house design, and is really building to a very, very, very stringent building standard that has a high level of energy efficiency and reduction in the carbon footprint, but also at the same time you can also identify areas of cost savings and long-term. It's a long-term vision of our housing stock where we built them cheap, and through the economic boom we didn't necessarily build our houses in a construction method that allowed that identified the easy opportunities to improve energy efficiency with a really significant long-term cost savings. And that's where we find ourselves now, looking at our housing stock, trying to reduce we hear all these on the political side, all these notions of green energy and all these terms that get thrown around, but the most cost-effective solution to reducing the demand we need on our utility usage is through conservation and improving our existing building stock and our new construction stock, and then looking towards various renewable sources.
Okay, so we're gonna be coming up on a break, but just a quick question. You can answer it after the break. So I'm looking at this house, and it doesn't look like it has any window treatments. It looks like a normal colonial / contemporary, but that seems to be missing. We're going to come back from the break, and we'll be speaking again with Matt Beaton. And our numbers are 617-237-1234 and 866-338-9663. You're tuned into WWZN, and it's the Jim Lowenstern Radio Show.
When you are searching for a new home, you want to be working with a realtor with years of experience, a professional with intimate knowledge of the communities that you are considering moving to, and someone who really wants to represent you as a buyer in what is probably the largest investment you'll ever make in your lifetime. Please visit us at CastlesUnlimited.com or call us anytime at 800-967-3561. Start your search anytime 24/7 at CastlesUnlimited.com, and a Castles Unlimited Realtor will get back to you just as fast as possible. Castles Unlimited Realtors, expert advice and quick, informative information on all the listings, not only your local market, but information on properties for sale or rent anywhere in the world. Your Castles Unlimited Realtor is always there to help you with your next move, your next purchase, your next home, or commercial property sale. CastlesUnlimited.com and 800-967-3561. Find your way home with your favorite Castles Unlimited Realtor.
You look and you look through neighborhood after neighborhood. You go up and down streets, into cul-de-sacs, and around every bend. Then one day you slowly pull up and finally see it. Your house. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're ready to find the house. In fact, we're with you in every stage of home ownership, from planning to purchasing to well after you own your home. Our free preferred payment plan service is a great example. You can automatically tie your payment schedule to your paydays. It's convenient and completely free. The program may even help you pay off your mortgage faster. Let us help you find the mortgage that fits your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant today. We're ready to help and answer all your mortgage questions. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., equal housing lender.
For more information, please contact your local Wells Fargo home mortgage consultant, Jason Bonarigo, at 617-363-4617.
Hi, we're back. Jim Lowenstern. It's the Jim Lowenstern Radio Show. WWZN 1510 AM in Boston. And we have Blair Hamady in the studio with us this afternoon, settingthespace.com. We have Matt Beaton. Matt, you're still with us, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Matt Beaton is a state rep from Shrewsbury and parts of Westboro. He also runs Beaton Construction. And we have a caller. I'm not sure what the question is, but it's Jenny from Franklin. Jenny, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You have a question for either myself or either of my guests?
I have a question for Blair.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi, Blair. I'm newly married, and of course, I don't have the greatest furniture, and I need to sell my home. What can I do?
Let's get rid of your furniture, Jenny. What we need to do is talk about staging your house. So what we want to do is, why don't you get a pod or a moving company to come first, take that furniture out, and then what we'll do is come up with a plan of bringing in some of our rental furniture. You got to remember, this is huge. We need to make your house a wow factor. So your realtor is going to say this is what the house needs to go on the market for, but we need to have that wow factor. So you got to remember that pictures are being taken from MLS. That's the first place that people go to. They start going on the computer to see these houses. And if the house doesn't look good or the rooms don't look good, they're not even going to step foot into your house. Mm-hmm. So if we bring in our rental furniture, we'll bring in furniture, we'll bring in rugs, we'll bring in artwork. It's literally like us setting up all of the house to make it look much better.
Okay. Do I need to do the whole house?
Yes, because we need to sell the whole house. So it's an excellent question. Do I need to do the whole house? Your realtor needs to sell all the rooms. Just think about it from a simplest term. If we make a wow factor when you first walk in and the rooms look really shabby, people are going to be disappointed and they're not going to give you an offer. So absolutely stage the entire house.
Does that make sense, Jenny?
Oh, definitely. How do I make an appointment?
You can give us a call. You can call our office or go on settingthespace.com.
Thank you so much.
Okay, if you want to hold on, we'll have Ethan take your number.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jenny. Okay, so Matt, we're back with you.
Yes.
So I was talking to you about the windows. Is that sort of like part of the whole solar design?
Yes, very much. It's actually one of the most important pieces in the passive solar design is to orient the house in a south-facing direction and maximize the amount of glazing on that south-facing wall and minimize it, a little bit on east and west and a more significant amount on the north side. And you have to sort of play depending on the location of the window with the various U factors and solar heat gain coefficients and, the various parameters by which we measure the efficiency of our windows. And we went with a triple pane window casement and awning style instead of the traditional sash window because they close and have they're a little bit more energy efficient from a convective heat loss.
What about I used to see passive solar designs, and it was built on slab with stone floors to I guess you'd say store the heat for during the day and release it at night.
Mm-hmm.
How's
there's
that?
a bit of that, but it doesn't actually. It actually was a surprise to me throughout the design and construction and the modeling of the house on the early phases of how minimal an impact that actually makes in our climate, at the very least, for passive solar design. We actually had an original design concept to have a thermal mass wall, which is the concept. Thermal mass just almost serves as a battery for heat. And we had a connection all the way up from the basement all the way up to the second floor with masonry, brick, and CMU wall. And it actually hurt us more through the conductive losses coming up from the ground than it did to have that thermal mass capacity within the house. So that was actually a surprise that it doesn't really, in our climate, play out in our favor necessarily.
So how many of these houses have you built so far? You're living in the house I'm looking at right now, right?
Correct.
And how long have you been there?
The first, and there are others currently being certified, and it's really, some uncharted waters in Massachusetts of really introducing this building standard that's actually widely used throughout Europe. But that's there's some international relations interests, I think, involved in that, because you look at the price of energy over in Europe versus what it is here in the United States, and it makes more sense from an economic perspective to incorporate passive solar design and construction and invest a little bit more in the building structure because of the cost of energy and the long-term savings. So a lot of this is really dictated by the price of energy, and in the Northeast.
All right, I'm sorry, Matt. We're running out of time. The hour just flew. We're going to have you on again if you'll come back on.
I would love to. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate you coming on. And Blair Hamady also from Setting the Space. I had Matt Beaton, state rep, and also Matt's a builder, Beaton Construction, and Blair Hamady, settingthespace.com. This is Jim Lowenstern wishing everyone major success throughout the upcoming week. May all of you find your dreams at home. Until next time, I wish you the best. This is the Jim Lowenstern Radio Talk Show.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery.